Good afternoon, viewers and listeners of Concerned Citizens Media. I have another breaking news from Ethiopia. Even though the Ethiopian media, the Ethiopian communication minister, uh, the Abiy Ahmed supporters still denying this breaking news, the capture of TDF uh, the cities of Dase and Kombolcha. Right now, even Oromo Liberation Army, taking control of Kamise and other Oromia towns in a special Oromia zone in Region 3. So this is breaking news again from Dims Wayane, others also reporting. So let's listen. This is about Kombolcha and OLF or OLA entering Dase, and not Dase, Kamise, and the TDF entering and the capturing Kombolcha.
ጀግናው የትግራይ መከላከያ ሰራዊት ከደሴ በቅርብ ርቀት ላይ የምትገኘውን ኢንዱስትሪያዊ የኮምቦልቻ ከተማን በቁጥጥር ስር መዋሉ ተገለጸ። የኦሮሞ ነጻነት ሰራዊት በበኩሉ በሰሜን ሸዋ የኦሮሞ ዞን ዋና ከተማ ከሚሴንና ሌሎች ሁለት አነስተኛ ከተሞችን ከፋሽስቱ የብልጽግና አገዛዝ ነፃ ማውጣቱ ተጠቁሟል። የትግራይ ሰራዊት በያዘው ወታደራዊ ዕቅድ መሰረት ትላንት የደሴ ከተማን ከፋሽስቱ አገዛዝ ነፃ ማውጣቱ ይታወሳል። ዛሬ ደግሞ ከደሴ በ23 ኪሎ ሜትር ርቀት ላይ የምትገኘውን የኢንዱስትሪ ከተማ ኮምቦልቻን እጅግ በጣም ባጠረ ጊዜና ምንም ሊባል በሚችል መስዋዕትነት ነው የተቆጣጠራት። ጀግናው የትግራይ ሰራዊት በአሁኑ ሰዓት በከተማዋ የተሰገሰጉ ታጣቂዎችን የመጥረግና የከተማዋን ጸጥታና ደህንነት የማስጠበቅ ስራውን በማከናወን ላይ እንደሚገኝም ከስፍራው የሚወጡ ዘገባዎች ይጠቁማሉ። በትግራይ ሰራዊት የማጥቃት እርምጃ ፍርስርሱ የወጣው የፋሽስቱ መንግስት ወታደሮችና ታጣቂዎችም ነፍሳቸውን ለማዳን ከናዛዦቻቸው ጭምር እግሬ አውጭኝ ብለው እየፈረጠጡ ሲሆን ሰራዊታችን እግር በእግር እየተከታተለ እየደመሰሳቸው መሆኑንም ለማወቅ ችለናል። አሁን በደረሰን ዜናም የትግራይ መከላከያ ሰራዊት የኮምቦልቻ ከተማን በቁጥጥር ስር መዋሉን የሰራዊቱ ወታደራዊ ኮማንድ አባልና የትግራይ መንግስት ፕሬዝዳንት አማካሪ ታጋይ ጌታቸው ረዳ በትዊተር ገጻቸው አረጋግጠዋል። እሳቸው እንዳሉት የትግራይ ከበባ ሙሉ ለሙሉ እስኪሰበር ድረስ የማጥቃት እንቅስቃሴው ይቀጥላል። የተባበሩት መንግስታት ድርጅትና ሌሎችም ለጋሽ ድርጅቶች የትግራይ ሰራዊት በተቆጣጠራቸው የአፋርና የአማራ ክልል ዞኖች ጭምር የእርዳታን ለማከፋፈል የሚያደርጉትን ጥረት የትግራይ መንግስት እንደሚያግዝም አስፈላጊውን ድጋፍ እንደሚያደርግም እንዲሁም የደህንነት ጥበቃ እንደሚፈጽምም ቃል ገብተዋል። ይህ በእንዲህ እንዳለ የትግራይ ሰራዊት መብረቃዊ ጥቃትን ወደፊት ግስጋሴ ተከትሎ በሰሜን ሸዋ ኦሮሞ ልዩ ዞን የነበረው የኦሮሞ ነጻነት ሰራዊት የዞኑን ዋና ከተማ ከሚሴን በቁጥጥር ስር መዋሉን የኦሮሞ ሚዲያ ኔትወርክ ኦኤምኤን ከስፍራው ዘግቧል። የኦሮሞ ነጻነት ሰራዊት ወቦ ከከሚሴ በተጨማሪ ሰንበቴንና ጩፋ የተባሉ አነስተኛ ከተሞችንም በቁጥጥሩ ስር በመዋል ህዝቡን ከፋሽስቱ የብልጽግና አገዛዝ ነፃ ማውጣታቸውም ተገልጿል። የከሚሴ ከተማ ነዋሪዎችም የከተማቸውን በኦሮሞ ነጻነት ሰራዊት ቁጥጥር ስር መዋል በማስመልከት ደማቅ ድጋፍ ሰላማዊ ሰልፍ አድርገዋል። በየከተሞቹ የነበሩትን ባንዲራዎች በማውረድም በኦነግ ባንዲራዎች እንደተኳቸውም ለማወቅ ችለናል። በተጨማሪም የኦሮሞ ነጻነት ሰራዊት በምዕራብ ኦሮሚያ 3 ወረዳዎችን ከፋሽስቱ የአብይ አገዛዝ ነፃ በማውጣት ወደፊት በመገስገስ ላይ መሆኑን መረጃዎች ጠቁመዋል። የፋሽስቱ የኢትዮጵያ መንግስት ባለስልጣናትና በተለይም የጽንፈኛው የአማራ ክልል አክቲቪስቶች ንጹሃን የትግራይ ተወላጆችና በጠላት ሰራዊት ስር ያሉትን የኦሮሞ ተወላጆች ለማጥቃት በግላጭ ቅስቀሳ መጀመራቸውን በማውገዝ ከድርጊታቸው እንዲታቀቡ ተደጋጋሚ ማሳሰቢያዎች እየተሰጡ እንዳለም ተመልክተናል። የትግራይ መከላከያ ኃይልና የኦሮሞ ነጻነት ሰራዊት የማጥቃት እንቅስቃሴን ተከትሎ 4 ኪሎ ቤተመንግስት ውጥረቱ መንገሱንም ምንጮች እየዘገቡ ይገኛሉ። ከተለያዩ ግንባሮች እየወጡ ያሉ መረጃዎችን ዝርዝር ማብራሪያዎች በሚመለከታቸው አካላት በቅርቡ እንደሚሰጥም ይጠበቃል። ትግራይ ታሸንፋለች።
So this is a developing story, and is a blow to Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed and his supporters. So they are losing, they are losing from time to time. Now TDF extending its control into Kombolcha, and also OLA joining them and eliminating this prosperity party structure and capturing Kamise and other cities, plus the advancement OLA making in the Western Wolaga region. So in general, when you see the general situation of Ethiopia, uh, especially for Abiy Ahmed, is very bad. It doesn't look good for Abiy Ahmed and for those dancing, shouting, and singing every day and showing, their bravery is not working for them. They have to, uh, you know, uh, slow down and find or negotiate a way out from this crisis. So they are losing every day, even though they are not admitting, still calling on citizens to fight back, to die for nothing, to die for nothing. I have another video from Fana Broadcasting, about the call from Amara region on citizens to defend uh, the Amara. That strategy didn't work in Waldia, didn't work in Lalibela, didn't work in Dese, didn't work in other cities. But still they are implementing, still they are calling on citizens. We don't know what happened to Mekonnen Kabade. He was shouting, dancing, and showing his arm, and committed to defend Dese, but where he is, we don't know. So it's the same with other teenagers, Fanus, militias, who are shouting, who are showing their courage, but when TDF comes, you don't know where they disappear. So that is the situation. This is a developing story, and these are a very clear indication of that Abiy Ahmed time will be over very soon. Prosperity Party times will be shorter in such kind of fast TDF and OLA advance in major cities. So let's see what the Twitter says from Getachew, Reda, and some other news. At the end, I have one video from Fana Broadcasting calling on citizens again. So this is a tweet from Mr. Getachew Reda, TPLF senior official and advisor and a spokesperson for Dr. Debretsion Gabramikael, Tigray region's president. Firmly in control of #Kombolcha. Our forces will continue to take all appropriate measures to break the deadly siege of the people of #Tigray. In the meantime, we will cooperate with the #UN in managing their aid efforts in #Tigray and Amara, including by protecting their warehouses. The tweet continues, be clear once again that we do not have other motives than breaking the deadly siege on our people. That said, we will continue to work with all stakeholders who want to see a safe transition in #Ethiopia, #Tigray shall prevail. So that is an official tweet from Mr. Getachew Reda TPLF senior official and advisor to the president of the region. Okay, let's see a couple of other news. Citing non-compliance with court orders by federal police, Awlo Media shuts down operations, relieves all employees. In a statement released yesterday, Awlo Media announced the closure of the media house and the subsequent relief of all its employees. The statement explained that despite operating in the online media sector for the last 3 years, after fulfilling all the legalities of the country, the federal government confiscated several of the company's assets on June 30, 2021. The statement furthermore went on accusing the federal government, saying it or the government completely shut down the workplace in an unjust manner. The organization's employees were arrested, abducted, and taken to the Awash Arba. This is crazy. This is crazy. From Addis Ababa to Awash Arba. What they want to do there? You see how this government is breaking the law? So taking them to Awash Arba, that will be, very good prison cell for them to torture, to do whatever they want to do, and separating, prisoners from their lawyers and from their families, and preventing them, all visits, and creating misery, especially delivery of food, delivery of clothing. All these are the attempt of Abiy Ahmed to create a maximum penalty on this journalist. The statement went on to explain that despite a court order ordering the release of its employees, the return of both the companies and its employees' personal property, and the opening of the sealed offices, no action was taken by the Federal Police Commission, accusing the commission of being irresponsive. So this is not only against Awlo Media. It happened to Oromia Media Network. It happened to the OLF officials, after the court ordered them to release, but the federal government, those ordered by Abiy Ahmed, they just ignore the court order and keep them in prison. So justice is totally broken in Ethiopia, totally broken under Abiy Ahmed. Despite Awlo Media's effort to continue the employment of its staff, all government institutions, including federal police, Ethiopian Media Authority, and concerned officials have unfortunately not been able to provide us with a solution. Therefore, the company has decided to relieve all its employees due to problems emanating from the federal government. The statement read, announcing the closure of the media house and the relief of its employees. Addis Standard spoke to Bekalu Alamirro, the editor-in-chief of the media house, who said, since the arrest of our journalists and staff on June 30, 2021, our office was closed by federal police. We could not carry out our jobs, and that is why we decided to shut down and relieve our employees. He added, we have terminated the office lease contract, but we could not return the license because the organization seal is still the federal police. The court ordered federal police to return our property, but it is still in the police custody, including the archive from our 3 years of work. The confiscated equipment is worth more than 2 million Ethiopian birr. Bakalu said that such action affected 11 employees and he intends to take the case to court. Which court? As long as Abiy is there, you will not get fair judgment, fair justice in Ethiopia. Concerned citizens media said before, there is no legal system. There is no legal system. So the judgment of judges will not be respected in that country as long as Abiy Ahmed is there, as long as those undercover operatives are there. You will not, the justice system is broken. The justice system is broken. So Abiy and Abiy supporters are interfering in a in a very secretive way. Actually, it's not secretive; it's openly. They are interfering. They are rearresting those released by the court. They are not respecting the judgment. So this is a situation in Ethiopia. The system is broken. That's why we call on Ethiopians and those who are supporting Abiy Ahmed blindly to stand up, fight for justice, equality, and freedom in that country. If not, TDF, OLA, and others are coming slowly. Okay, this is another one from Ethiopia too. Ethiopia tells local broadcasters to terminate airing foreign media programs. The Ethiopian Media Authority, the main regulatory body of broadcast media in Ethiopia, has ordered Ethiopian broadcasters that transmit programs from foreign media outlets to terminate doing so effective October 29. In a statement issued on October 29, Mohammed Idris, Ethiopia Media Authority Director General, said Ethiopia Media Authority has decided that local licenses will stop broadcasting programs that are directly broadcast from abroad by satellite link. FM radio stations that are directly broadcasting foreign media programs pose challenge that the broadcast not only contents that are loosely controlled, but content that do not take into account the current situation of the country, as well as content that harm the national interest. Ethiopia Media Authority's statement attributed to Muhammad said, radio waves are very limited in the country, and those licenses operating radio stations are expected to broadcast the social, economic, and political affairs of the country, as well as content that take into account the current situation of the country to the wider public, the statement further said. One such radio station to be affected by the decision is Amhadu RTV station, which has a satellite link with the Voice of America. Okay. The Voice of America strictly adheres to the principles of accurate, balanced, and comprehensive journalism. Our content addresses issues important to the people of Ethiopia, Acting Director Yolanda Lopez said in a statement, according to the Voice of America. So this new rule targets the station, related with Voice of America. Why? Why? The Abiy Ahmed administration is attempting to control all other views in that country. Those who are not promoting his agenda will be the target. So who will remain in that country in the long run if Abiy stays in power? Assad, Fana, Ethiopia Broadcasting Corporation, OBN, Amara State TV. These are, and some medias, some associated or supporters of Abiy Ahmed. The rest, Awlo media, other, medias who are criticizing the government operations, how the government handled business. Any criticism will not be tolerated. So there is no freedom of freedom. There is no freedom of journalists. There is no freedom of expression in Ethiopia. There is no freedom of justice. So there is a challenge. That's why concerned citizens media call upon Ethiopians again, just like come up, come out, defend your freedom, defend your freedom, defend your justice, freedom of expression, freedom of assembly, freedom of joining any political party, and come out and defend your freedom, just like the Sudanese residents now, on the street for almost a week now, protesting against the takeover, military takeover, and calling for civilian leadership in that country. If you don't stand up for your freedom, you are supporting dictatorship in Ethiopia. Slowly, they will come after everyone. You cannot say anything like in Eritrea. Eritrea is a very undercover society. You cannot say anything. If you say something against Isaias Afewerki, you don't know who will take you to jail, and you don't know who will torture you, arrest you for life. That is, the way for Ethiopia too, if Ethiopians are allow Abiy Ahmed to do whatever he want to do, shutting down independent media, threatening media journalists, and arresting political, opponents, controlling the narratives. And this might work temporarily, but the things are changing on Abiy Ahmed, and hopefully his days are numbered, thanks to TDF operation and other OLA and other freedom fighters. For now, he is in control of the legal system and the media, military operations, the federal police, undercover operatives. All are the yes men at this time. Nobody is challenging him. Nobody is asking him, your ways are wrong. You are handling the country in a very wrong way. You need to resign. Nobody is challenging him. Nobody. But we want to see courageous Ethiopians to stand up against Prosperity Party. Their leadership is failing the country. Okay, one more last to read. This is on Sudan. United Nations envoy to discuss mediation option with ousted Prime Minister after major protests. A senior United Nations official discussed mediation option and the possible next steps for Sudan with its ousted Prime Minister on Sunday, a day after hundreds of thousands of protesters hit the streets to demand an end to military rule. The large outpouring of popular dissent posed the biggest challenge to General Abdul Fattah al-Burhan since he toppled Prime Minister Abdullah Hamdok's cabinet on Monday and arrested key politicians. The streets were largely calm on Sunday. We discussed options for mediation and the way forward for Sudan. I will continue these efforts with other Sudanese stakeholders, Volker Parties, the United Nations Special Representative for Sudan, said in a Twitter post. Parties said Hamdok was at his residence where he remains well but under house arrest. Mediation efforts by the international community and within Sudan had been announced before Saturday's protest with no outcome reported. Hamdok has demanded the release of detainees and a return to the pre-coup power-sharing arrangement, sources close to him said. One of several sources of tension had been a push by civilians to take over leadership of the transition from the military at not yet agreed point in the coming months. The Central Committee of Sudanese doctors said 3 protesters were shot dead by security forces in Khartoum's twin city of Omdurman on Saturday. Sudanese police denied shooting protesters during the demonstration, saying on the state TV that one policeman sustained a gunshot wound. Life returned to a near standstill in Sudanese capital Khartoum on Sunday. Residents of central Khartoum said continued strikes and security measures were causing paralysis. Banks and most markets were closed, with only a few small stores and stalls open. You cannot do anything. Everything is shut down. We need to work every day to make money, said a fruit and vegetable seller in the city center. People were unable to cross into Khartoum from Omdurman and the capital's other twin cities, Khartoum North, because security forces had closed the Nile River bridge. With Saturday's deaths, at least 14 protesters have been killed in clashes with security forces this week. Unions of doctors, bankers, teachers, and other groups have been on strike since last week and have said they will continue until demands are met. While resistance committees have barricaded neighborhoods and created a schedule of protests, demands range from a return to the pre-coup power-sharing arrangement to criminal charges against coup leaders. The Sudanese Lawyers Union condemned the arrest of activists and political leaders. The union warned that the Sudanese people are in front of an oppressive military movement paving the way for dark totalitarianism. Credit the Thomson Reuters news agency. So that is the situation in Sudan, and these people, they deserve appreciation for standing up for their freedom, and they are still continue to demand, and they say determined until their demands are fulfilled to return to the civilian leadership or on 2019 arrangement, and rejected the military coup, and all are joining the protest also, doctors, teachers, lawyers, and ordinary people. So that is the way if you want to bring change, and Ethiopians should learn from this one and other protests and start demanding justice in Ethiopia. Your silence is not helping the country. The country is going down. The country is isolated. The country is, in suffering with expensive lives, high unemployment, wars, and global isolation, shutting down more than 30 embassies. Never happened in the history of Ethiopia. So these are the situation. Your silence is helping this and killing your country. You need to wake up and demand the removal of these Prosperity Party officials and a call for dialogue and a reconciliation about the future of your country. Okay, thank you again. And let's see one in Amharic, what the Ethiopian media is still calling. They are still desperate. They call on youth. They fought. They tried with the military. They tried with drones. They tried with advanced other artillery weapons. What the civilians has to do? What they do? But still, they are calling on civilians. Let's listen.
When advertising on YouTube, I know that making an authentic video with a clear call to action is the key to getting results.
There we go.
የትህነግ አሸባሪና ወራሪ ኃይል በአማራ ክልል ህዝቦች ላይ መጠነ ሰፊ ጥቃት እየፈጸመ ህዝቡን እየገደለና እያዋረደ ንብረቱንም እየዘረፈ እያወደመና ኢትዮጵያን ለማፍረስ የመጨረሻ ሞት ሽረት ትግል እያደረገ ነው። ይህንን በተጨባጭ እየገጠመን ያለውን ህልውና አደጋ ለመቀልበስ በመደበኛው የህግ ማስከበር ስርዓት ብቻ ማሸነፍ የማይቻል ሆኖ በመገኘቱ የአማራ ክልል መስተዳድር ምክር ቤት ጥቅምት 21 ቀን 2014 ዓ.ም ባካሄደው 6ኛ ዙር 1ኛ ዓመት የሥራ ዘመን 4ኛ አስቸኳይ ስብሰባ የሚከተሉትን አስቸኳይ ጥሪ ውሳኔዎች አስተላልፈዋል። አንደኛ ከሚጠቀሱ አገልግሎቶች አስፈላጊነት አኳያ እየተመዘነ የሚወሰን መሆኑ እንደተጠበቀ ሆኖ ማንኛውም የመንግስት ተቋም መደበኛ አገልግሎቱን አቋርጦ በጀቱን ጨምሮ ሁሉንም ነገር የገጠመንን የህልውና ዘመቻ ለመቀልበስ በሚያስችሉ ጉዳዮች ላይ እንዲረባረብ ተወስኗል። ሁለተኛ ሁሉም የመንግስት ተሽከርካሪዎች ወደ አንድ ማዕከል በማሰባሰብ ለህልውና ዘመቻ እንዲውል አገልግሎት እንዲደረግ። ሶስተኛ የግል ተሽከርካሪ ባለቤቶች ለህልውና ዘመቻው ስኬት ሲባል በተፈለገ ጊዜ ሁሉ ተሽከርካሪ ሰውን የሚሰለፈውን ህዝብ አደራጅቶ ከፊት ሆኖ እየመራ ወደ ግንባር እንዲዘምት ይህንን በማያደርጉ አመራሮች ላይ ህጋዊና አስተዳደራዊ እርምጃ እንዲወሰድ ተወስኗል። አምስተኛ ሁሉም የመንግስትና የግል የጦር መሳሪያ የታጠቁ በሙሉ ለህልውና ዘመቻ አገልግሎት እንዲውል ተወስኗል። ይህ እንደተጠበቀ ሆኖ ማንኛውም የግል መሳሪያ የታጠቀ የክልሉ ነዋሪ በማንኛውም ምክንያት በህልውና ዘመቻው ላይ የማይሳተፍ ከሆነ የታጠቀውን የግል መሳሪያ ባደራ ለመንግስት እንዲያስረክብ ወይም እድሜው ለትግል ለደረሰና አካላዊ ጤንነት ላለው ለቤተሰብ አባሉ ወይም ለሌላ ሰው በማስተላለፍ ለህልውና ዘመቻው አገልግሎት እንዲውል እንዲያደርግ። ስድስተኛ በደጀንነት የሚገኘውን ህዝባችን ለህልውና ዘመቻው የሚያስፈልገውን የሎጂስቲክ አገልግሎት በማቅረብ የህልውና ዘመቻውን ውጤታማ እንዲያደርግ በየደረጃው የሚገኘው አመራርም አቅርቦቱ የተሳለጠ እንዲሆን አስፈላጊውን እንዲፈጽም ተወስኗል። የህልውና ዘመቻውን ተቀብሎ በግንባር ለመፋለም ከሚሰሩት ውጪ ያለው ማንኛውም የክልሉ ነዋሪ በየአካባቢው ተደራጅቶ አካባቢውን ጸጥታ እንዲጠብቅ ጸጉረ ልውጦችንና ሰርጎ ገቦችን እንዲከታተልና ለህግ አስከባሪ አካላት አሳልፎ እንዲሰጥና ለህልውና ዘመቻው የበኩሉን ኃላፊነት ሁሉ እንዲወጣ። ስምንተኛ የህልውና ዘመቻ ውጤታማ ለማድረግ በሚደረገው እንቅስቃሴ ላይ ለትግሉ በተለያየ መንገድ እንቅፋት በሚሆኑ ማንኛውም ሰው ወይም ቡድን ላይ በየደረጃው እየተወሰነ የጸጥታ አካሉ አስፈላጊውን እርምጃ እንዲወስድ ተወስኗል። ዘጠነኛ የተለያዩ አገልግሎቶችን እንዲሰጡ ከተፈቀደላቸው ተቋማት ውጪ በሁሉም ከተሞች ከምሽቱ 2 ሰዓት በኋላ እንቅስቃሴ ማድረግ አይቻልም። እነዚህን 9 አስገዳጅ ውሳኔዎች ዝርዝር አፈጻጸም በተመለከተ በክልል ደረጃ በተቋቋመው የዘመቻ መምሪያ በሚቀመጥ አመራር የሚወሰን ይሆናል። ጥቅምት 21 ቀን 2014 ዓ.ም ባህር ዳር።
Okay, this is from Fana Broadcasting. So you can see how they are desperate, how they are frustrated. They don't know what to do, really. They don't know what to do. They don't know what to do. Now they're gonna force you, if you have a private vehicle, to use it for, self-defense or saving Amara, saving, I don't know what they're saving, but their strategy is not working. They are losing. And they call on Fano, they call on teenagers, they call on old, they call on everybody. That strategy is not working. They are losing. That's why I say, Ethiopians and those who are supporting Abiy Ahmed, including the Amaras, they have to discuss these things seriously and the way out. Our strategy we applied, the strategies we applied so far didn't work. What we have to do, how can we settle this bloody war? You know, we use all the resources. We use our 14, 15 years, children. Instead of sending them into school, we use them for military. We used all the knives, machetes, all the guns. But this strategy is not working. So they have to come up with something else. Instead of creating tension, suspicion among residents. Now, this is gonna, encourage Amaras to look for Tigrayan language speakers in Amara region, or somebody, with a different dialect, or maybe, that's, creating the targeting of your own citizens, and taking military measures or other measures as this media suggested. So this will not work. This strategy is not working. This frustration should be settled by either means. Leaders should wake up. Residents should wake up, find a solution. Abiy system is not working. Prosperity system is killing the country, is not working. You need to wake up before too late and discuss a better way out for Ethiopia. That's all I'm going to say for today. I will be back with other news and updates, maybe with other breaking news. Thank you. Be safe and enjoy your Sunday.